Thanks everyone for that great welcome. So now Dwayne is going to lead us through our chapter accomplishments. Dwayne, you there?
Hey, how's everybody doing this fine morning? All right. This is an awesome time of the chapter accomplishments. Okay, so now we're going to take some time to remember all the great things that we have accomplished this year. We are going to go one chapter at a time. And when I call on your chapter, please come off mute and say a few words about what you all have been up to this year. So we're going to start off at as you're coming into VA from the ocean, you can hit the eastern shore where we have Rick Willis.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Great to see everybody. Welcome from the rural and remote area of the Eastern Shore. Just go through what some of our chapter accomplishments, and basically 3 categories: our engagement with our legislative delegation, our community engagements and meetings, and our broadband related activities. First of all, our chapter had a Zoom meeting with our Congresswoman Elaine Gloria's office on her the Build Back Better legislation, and published a letter to the editor thanking her, which included healthcare, childcare cost, and Medicare coverage gaps. We also advocated to Senator Mark Warner in downtown Norfolk, and with Senator Tim Kaine's office on the need to pass the Build Back Better legislation. We also had virtual Zoom meetings with our legislative delegation, with Delegate Rob Bloxham in February, and with our Senator Linwood Lewis March 1st to discuss local issues and their voting on specific legislation. In the area of community engagement and meetings, our chapter members attended the Accomack Northampton Electric Cooperative ANEC member engagement forum last March. And we'd had many conversations with the ANEC and their board regarding democratic practices of co-ops. And this is something other chapters have been working on as well. One of our collaborative partners is Citizens for a Better Eastern Shore, CBES, and broadband continued to be a major focus. And we put on a forum with CBES. We had our chapter leader, represented Virginia, organizing on a national panel at the Neighborhood USA conference in Little Rock, Arkansas. That was with Reflect Us back in May. And finally, on our broadband related activities, continues to be a major focus to bring affordable, reliable, and accessible broadband to everyone on the shore. But we hosted a virtual meeting, a town hall, closing the gap on broadband. We included both our county administrators, Accomack Northampton, the Broadband Authority here, community college president, the governor's internet contact, and many other leaders. One of the things we're doing and very active on is with other members, organizations, and individuals here on the shore, we formed the Agricultural Workers Advocacy Coalition, we call AWAC, to support a lot of the issues for our migrant workers who are here on the shore for about 5 months, about 1,300 to 1,500 people. As part of AWAC, we are supporting providing broadband access to the workers at the 12 migrant camps across the Eastern Shore. Just a quick upnote, we recently had a meeting with the executive, with the HR safety officer of Lippman Family Farms down in Immokalee, Florida, and our local manager here on the shore to persuade them to provide broadband for their workers while they're here. So there's activities. I'm going to take a point of privilege. I know I've used up too much time, but also want to thank the Reverend Willie Justice, who was our organizer for many years, who had to resign during the health and work issues, and to thank Megan, for her help in terms of interim. And then finally, I posted on the chat, we're looking for a lead organizer. So if you're interested in the position, go to the website. But it's great to see everybody, and we're small out here, but we work hard. Thank you.
All right, all right. That's from the Eastern Shore. That broadband stuff is definitely interesting to me. Okay, so we're gonna get on to the New River Valley. We have Gail Shepherd.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Gail Shepherd, she, her, hers, and I am with the New River chapter. And so I'm going to go over some things we have done this year. The New River Valley chapter has had a busy year. In February, we hosted our 4th annual Education Justice Forum, which saw 18 new faces made up of community leaders, parents, guardians, and students. We followed that up with a Walk, Run, Move fundraiser in collaboration with the Whitfield chapter that we're also proud of, raising over $900. Over the summer, we tabled at several Juneteenth events in the community and met some wonderful folks doing so. Currently, we are working hard to make new connections in the community as we move closer to determining the next campaign to work on. We are looking forward to attending community events this fall while we talk to people about registering to vote. Thank you so much for the space to share with you today. Have a good day.
All right, thank you so much for that. We're gonna get on to Wythe County, Patricia Austin.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. The Wythe County chapter became an official chapter in May 2022. While this chapter was emerging, we wrote letters and made phone calls to our state legislators, urging them to adopt an appropriate state budget. We held 2 very focused rallies, one supporting healthcare for all, and the second rally was strategically planned to increase the awareness of mental health. As a new chapter, leaders have attended meetings with Senator Mark Warren, thanking him for the passage of the Inflation Reduction Act and urging him to stop the Mountain Valley Pipeline. A partnership was also established with St. John's Episcopal Church to present Wytheville's very first Juneteenth celebration. With about 100 participants we had that attended, it included vendors, local talents, and speakers. This chapter has successfully maintained in-person meetings with a steady attendance. Leaders have attended numerous community events. We've attended in-person meetings and have been held with the Wythe County Public School administrators, school board members, mental health professionals, as well as housing professionals. We are addressing the areas that affect citizens in Wythe County in an effort to just provide more research for us to properly choose the best campaign for our chapter and our community. We are working hard to choose our first campaign that will move the chapter forward in working with and improving our communities. We would like to thank Glenda Crockett-Eames for our chapter leadership, for her dynamic and outstanding excitement and presence about helping and bettering our community. Thank you.
All right, woo woo, to Wythe, the new chapter. I like that. I like that. All right. I'm not gonna be selfish and take all the time. We're gonna move right along, but we're good. I'm gonna get out there and come see y'all. All right, Harrisonburg, Miss Sanders. I'm sorry, can't say that.
Yes. I'm Ramona Sanders, she, her. This year, the Harrisonburg Rockingham chapter has had chapter leaders meet to discuss the possibility of having a local issue campaign focused on mental health counselors in schools and new outpatient treatment centers. We have recently been talking about a housing campaign as 3 new people have come to the chapter meetings and some are affected by homelessness. We have knocked on many doors with the intention of recruiting individuals that want to participate in the rebuilding process of the chapter, and we will continue to invite more people. Thank you.
All right, thank you, thank you. All right, we're gonna move on to Waynesboro. Connie Wright Zink.
Hi, I'm Connie Wright Zink, she, her. I live in Middlebrook, but I'm part of the Waynesboro chapter. And we've launched our first campaign on local issues focused on tenants' rights and protections. We held a rally to launch our campaign. We have met with all 5 of the Waynesboro City Council members and the city manager. We held some Know Your Rights as renter events. We shared resources with tenants outside of the eviction court. We've knocked on thousands of doors to meet and build power and community with the tenants. We're demanding that our city council create a rental inspection program and to ensure that safe living conditions for all of our community members can be available, and to create accountability for slumlords. We are currently escalating our tactics, and we're excited to win our first campaign. Thank you.
All right, all right. I'm sorry that I got my fat fingers couldn't hit the buttons. All right, that's awesome. Billy J.
Good morning, everyone, from the capital of the Commonwealth of Virginia, Richmond. And I also have to say, go Dallas. Good luck to my Cowboys this season. This year, the Richmond chapter of Virginia Organizing had a huge win with the adoption of the Students, Parents, and Caregivers Bill of Rights in Richmond Public Schools. This was enormous for a victory for us. Woo woo! We're excited. We're excited. And we love to extend to the surrounding counties this Bill of Rights as well. In July alone, our chapter reached over 100 new contacts through our outreach and door knocking events throughout the city and nearby counties, because we had begun a housing and tenants' right campaign, which has taken off with great momentum. And we've added several new chapter members in our chapter. And we recently welcomed a new organizer, Rachel, to our chapter, and she has loved entering into such an amazing space of determined leaders. She's doing a great job. She has taken, she's taken the role where Addie left off. She picked right up, and she has been working hard for our chapter. And we just love, we love Virginia organizing. We love being in Richmond, and we just want to have as many successes as possible, not just with Richmond, but the entire Virginia organizing throughout the Commonwealth. Thank you.
All right, Richmond. All right, Richmond. I like that. Okay, so now we're going to a place a little up the road from Richmond, near dear to my heart, where my address is at, Fredericksburg, and we're going to hear from Pat Smith. Pat?
Pat, you are mute.
All right, there you go.
Okay. The chapters worked on the Fredericksburg Marcus Alert 911 mental health and nonviolent domestic first responder campaign for the last year. We've been outreaching directly affected people. We've networked and met with local elected officials of the region, Spotsylvania, Stafford counties, and the city of Fredericksburg. There was a model mobile unit in Fredericksburg, and we're waiting for the results of that assessment. Since September 2021, the chapter's been working with Stafford Public School custodial workers to change their exploitative working conditions. They are employed by ABM Building Value, the contracting company that provides cleaning services to the Stafford school system. One thing that's recently happened is the contract is ended. So now we're seeking a better contract for the workers. The support has become a campaign for jobs with justice, organizing workers, having meetings with superintendents and other school directors, with school board members, raising our voices before the school board, and now with the Board of Supervisors. Since last December, the chapter's been discussing issues concerning the Spotsylvania School Board. In June, we had a community meeting to join forces with the local NAACP and the progressive school board members in addressing many issues. And so in our future will be monthly meetings, speaking up at school board meetings and canvassing neighborhoods. Thank you.
All right, Fredericksburg. And on from Fredericksburg, we're gonna hit Danville, Martinsville, Henry County. Darius Johnson.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Darius Johnston. The Danville and Martinsville, can y'all hear me? Okay, we're good?
Good.
Okay. The Danville and the Martinsville and Henry County chapters have worked closely together this past year, so I'm gonna report for them both. During the General Assembly session, we got the delegate, Danny Marshall, to support a bill that would stop people from having their utilities shut off during extreme weather. It's common sense, but he only supported it because of the calls that he got from us. The bill didn't pass, but we definitely saw our power in action. And earlier this summer, we decided to focus our energy on voter engagement for the next couple of months. So we have brought together like-minded community organizations to build a civic engagement plan for the whole region from Martinsville to Halifax. Partners include the Pennsylvania County NAACP, the Danville NAACP Youth Branch, the Deltas, the Dan River Health Collaborative, Avery University, and others. Together, we will get more people, especially young people and our senior citizens, to vote. But we want to show our elected officials, that we are powerful, and boosting voter turnout is the only way that we can actually do that. Thank you so much for this time, and you all have a great day.
All right. Danville, Martinsville, Henry County. That's some good work right there. I love the collaboration, bringing people together and everybody working together to make things possible. And that's Virginia organized, so it's awesome. So on to Newport News, Hampton. And I'm sorry, you know who's supposed to speak. I don't want to hurt your name. Hampton, Newport News. Megan, help me out. Hampton, Newport News.
I believe it's Chiquita Hubbard.
Miss Chiquita Hubbard. I need to hear the name. I'm sorry.
I say Chiquita's not here. Can you come back to the Newport News chapter?
That's fine. Let's move on to Norfolk, and we'll come back to Newport News last.
Okay, hey, all right. So we're gonna move on to Norfolk, Vicky Karen.
Hi, everybody. I'm Vicki Kern. I live in Virginia Beach, but my husband and I are both members of the Norfolk chapter. This past year, Norfolk has been very busy. We won our paratransit campaign, which improved public transportation for people with disabilities in Hampton Roads. We did this by having a press conference, meeting with the HRT Commission and administrative staff, and voicing our list of concerns on what needed to be improved. This was a huge win for us because these had been problems for many, many years. After that campaign, we moved on to a new one. Right now, we're working on getting Norfolk City Council to improve accessibility for people with disabilities, including fixing sidewalks and curb cuts, slowing down traffic on busy thoroughfares, and increasing the number of loading zones downtown. On top of all that, we held a health care rally, have written dozens of letters to the editor, many of which got published, and talked to all of our state legislators this year. Thank you.
All right. Okay. We're going to stay in that area. We're going to go to Suffolk. Robin Whitley.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Robin Whitley, and Suffolk has been doing some great things this year. We continued our work on criminal and justice and police reform in our community. We experienced several critical wins. Our chapter got to, I hope I'm not reading too fast. Our chapter we went to several city council meetings, and we were very instrumental in through our letters and going to those council meetings and helping to hire a permanent police chief who was in an interim status for longer than any other police chief that we've seen in the history of Suffolk. Our chapter members recently met with our mayor to talk about establishing a civilian review board. That's been ongoing and has been held up for a while, which is, we know the purpose is to eradicate bad policing. Our members asked really tough questions regarding criminal and police reform, and we really wanted to know what his focus was on this as well. So we pressed him and got some really good answers, and we're really able to state our opinions and our views, and had some good testimony from some people too. Our chapter also had a tax day rally in downtown Suffolk. The leaders walked downtown and visited different businesses, informing them that how billionaires and millionaires should pay their fair share of taxes like everyone else. And finally, this past weekend, we held a cookout in which Elaine Lauria's staff attended and talked about the Inflation Reduction Act, and talked to over 100 community members that showed up. We were really instrumental and able to feed people in the community, and it was just a great community day, and where people came out, and it was on a Sunday, so that was really a lot of fun. Our chapter continues our efforts in strengthening and our fundraising efforts, and we really hope to continue on building our membership in Virginia organizing. And I just want to thank our organizer Tony Jones for all of his hard work. Thank you.
Also, I'm sorry, caught me writing some things down. Suffolk, that sounds like y'all been busy. Some good work down there. All right, we're gonna move on to Portsmouth and Pat Burns.
Hi everyone. Portsmouth been very, very busy. A lot of little things like letters to the editor we've done. We have many group meetings where we meet in the park and do what needs to be done. We have taken part in rallies in conjunction with or without Norfolk. But our big things, we have been with the legislators. We have met with just about everyone and elected officials, either virtually or in person. And we just keep on ensuring that things can be as transparent as possible. We had a forum in June, mindfulness and mental health, and that was well attended. And from that, we have been able to move forward into more things. So we are seriously working on the mental health aspects with the Marcus Alert. We are trying to get more transparency and get it's so that there'll be more money, more things going into mental health, so that we can get it to the people. We have worked on mindfulness for quite a while now, and we have been successful in a lot of areas. We've met with the school board to talk about it, and they have got some of them on board. So now we actually have mindfulness, or we're supposed to have mindfulness in at least 3 schools. It hasn't started yet, but they're going to be training supposed to be training a lot of the teachers, so it can be in more of the schools. And they will start at the elementary level, so that something can go forward up the level as the kids go along. We have, as a group, we have tended to be more of a family. So we are always having get-togethers of one sort or another, just to keep morale up, to keep people interested in what's going on. And from that, sometimes they go to the door-to-door thing to give out surveys to see what the people in the neighborhood want. They just came out of the city park. They gave out where they were giving out book bags and stuff for the kids. Virginia Organizing showed up there and met a lot of people who will be able to help us in the future. But we keep going on and we keep growing. Even with the pandemic, we were able to get new members. I think that's it. Thank you all.
All right. Okay, Portsmouth. So we're gonna go and just I got a little write-up on Newport News, if that's okay. We want to make sure that all our chapters with all the accomplishments that we all get to hear a little bit. All right, on the peninsula, we have been continuing our outreach effort by knocking doors, outreaching on college campuses, and attending cultural events. We kicked off our housing insecurity campaign by hosting a community housing resource event. And now our efforts on addressing the need for an overnight shelter available to those in need. We have met with the Newport News City Council, who remain undecided on how to help our most vulnerable neighbors. We will continue to speak up at city council meetings. We have partnered with our local chapters and statewide partners, recently rallying around child care providers and access equitable child care to ensure a strong economy and workforce. We look forward to continuing the growth as the chapter continue in the coming year. All right, so that's big ups to Newport News. Okay, so we're happy. I'll just reiterate something. I jumped the gun earlier. All right, I said we're happy to also announce that Wythe County and Lee County are back in action with lots of one-on-ones and outreach taking place as we rebuild our furthest Southwest chapters. So yeah, those 1,000 doors that y'all were talking about, that's big, that's good, that's a lot of work. And I remember those days. Glad they're not today. All right. So also, we also celebrate the works happening in other parts of the state where Virginia organizing members continue to meet with elected officials, register new voters, and build power in their communities, especially in Charlottesville and Lynchburg. So hey, I'll just take a little. I think we're above. We got under a little bit of time. One thing I love about this sharing, seeing what everybody else is doing around the state is because Virginia organizing, we're together. So sometimes we don't have to work as hard as it is because there's somebody on the other side of the state who had already done some groundwork on a campaign like that. And we might not hear it. So just a plug for the next Grassroots Gathering, hope we're in person. Just keep on telling people to come to these because you'll hear something that an issue in your area that you don't have to work so hard because some of that groundwork has already been done. So that's like one of the things that I always get from us sharing our accomplishment around the state, especially with that broadband. We got some work in Spotsylvania on that. So the Eastern Shore, I'm going to be touching base with y'all. So I guess I'll just pass it.